Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Ganganapate Namaha. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurumedeva Sarvakarishu Sarvada. Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Shri Uchishta Ganapate Namaha. Shri Raja Ganapate Namaha. Shri Vijay Ganapate Namaha. Om Shri Mahaganadipate Namo Namaha. Om Namah Shivaya. Shri Sadgurubhyo Namaha. Shri Hanumate Namaha. Om Namo Narayanaya. Welcome to Nitya Satsang. Today is the 17th of June 2025. We are continuing our exploration throughout this month on the Ātma-Nivedanam Bhakti. I want to offer my prostrations to all the great sages and to the one supreme Parabrahma Paramatma residing in the heart of every being and at all times in every place. We are examining the power of Ātma-Nivedanam, and today I want to explore just another angle in this, and that is that freedom. What is freedom? We say mukti. Freedom is a state of being unbound by constraint or compulsion. Let's be very clear about this brief definition. If I say that I am free or there is freedom in my life, that means I am unbound by constraint or compulsion. Compulsion meaning repetitive actions that are taken, that are binding the Jivatma, binding oneself. So to be free from all of those types of limitations. And in the context of Ātma-Nivedanam Bhakti, which is total offering of oneself to Bhagavan, it is not the assertion of individual will, but rather the complete abdication of that will. The will meaning the ahankar, the freedom we have. We have freedom, but when we are offering the mind and the antakarana to Paramatma, then we are also offering my will to you, to God. So the will function inside, the power, W-I-L-L, will means my freedom that I have. We have freedom, but that freedom is given to Paramatma, so Bhagavan takes over that freedom. And then God acts through the devotee. It's a quite an interesting phenomena. It's a complete abdication of the will. Abdication means letting go, surrender of the will into the hands of Bhagavan. This is the essence of Ātma-Nivedanam. To actually have 100% trust, faith, shraddha, and really staying at the feet of Paramatma. This is a radical inversion. Inversion means the antakarana it's inverted. It flips. Usually the antakarana, which is filled with certain amount of ego and all, has one's personal vasanas, personal desires. All those things are going on. I want this and I want this and I want that. And the I is there, ahankar is there. The willpower is there. But this is a radical inversion. Radical means complete inversion of the swatantrata shakti that Bhagavan has given. We are actually never swatantra. We are always paratantra. Paratantra means dependent on the divine. But out of our agnyan, ignorance, ego, we think we are swatantra. So in the development of bhakti, that realization comes in the buddhi, in the intelligence, that we are not swatantra. We are paratantra, 100% dependent on the Supreme Parabrahma. This is called a radical inversion. So we have the power to choose, power to act, power to determine our course in life autonomously. We have that freedom. But that same freedom is now resonating with the divine will, Divya Ichha. And that Divya Ichha is known to us through the Sat Shastra and the teachings of the Sat Purusha, great sages that resonate. There is an inner resonance we feel it that this is correct. It's that state of resonance that is where the ahankar, the will, our own natural tendency, it aligns with divyata, with Bhagavad Ichha. It is a realignment. It is a radical inversion. It's an amazing expression. Generally people are just living in their own egoic space only, that's all. These are the things I want in my life. These are the things I want to do in my life. Manushya ki ichha ka kya ant hai? There's no end to that. One desire comes, another comes, another comes, another comes. It just goes on until the end of life and then again rebirth. But when ichha turns completely into Divya Ichha, Bhagavad Ichha, Meri Ichha nahi, Teri Ichha, that evolution happens. This is Ātma-Nivedanam. So this is inner liberation. True inner mukti. This arises when the ahankar, the egoic sense, the I maker, ceases to cling to authorship, control and entitlement. 3 points. I am doing, I am the doer. That is called authorship. It's like somebody who writes a book, they put their name, In more recent times, with all the research that Sachin does, we put researched by, not just by, because it's all done through so many AIs and all that. So we want to make it clear, that we have used all these tools, right? We always are living in that egoic space. I. This is called authorship. Clinging to authorship. Authorship is not just about writing books. It has to do with, I am the one who is doing so much. Even if we give some donation to somebody, we help somebody, the ahankar comes in that. I have done. Even if we will not say that. So that feeling has to go, that I am doing for somebody else. No, I am not doing for anybody else. It is being done through the body, mind, by Bhagavan for the benefit of the world. There's no I involved in that. And this is true in family life. It is true in occupational life. It is true in every dimension. Yeah, we may have to use the word I from time to time. But when we are no longer in that space, it is liberated action. Then the clinging to control. This is a more difficult concept. We want to control everything. And we do have free will. But when we relinquish control and become a witness, that is called Sakshi Bhav. It is the witnessing consciousness of the phenomenon outside and inside. Then one is not stuck inside the illusion of control anymore. This is called clinging to control. Now, does that mean we just don't do anything in life? No. That's not what it means. The activity that is done, it is done through divine intelligence, not through our limited, ahankar-driven intelligence. That's a difference. It's a very, very significant difference. Each action is performed through divine intelligence. And the world is perceived through Divya Buddhi. Divine intelligence means Divya Buddhi. For example, right now these wars that are going on, we are seeing that every day on TV. There's shooting missiles and all those things that are going on. Can we perceive that through divine intelligence? How would we perceive it? What is involved in that? Quite a bit is involved. We get so disturbed. There's so much pain and suffering and trouble and rag and dvesh and the wars and this and that. Of course, no doubt. But there is a level beyond all of that disturbance. And that is karuna. This is where bhakti comes into the picture. When we are connected with Paramatma, our emotions are outside of that disturbance zone. And they are in the dimension of karuna. Karuna is even beyond daya. Daya means just compassion. Karuna is this divine compassion. And by the grace of Paramatma and the great sages, Hamari Buddhi, this Buddhi becomes Divya. So we can see the world experience through the divine intelligence. Now, what is it that we see? We still see the same thing that we're seeing in the world. But the impact on the Antakarana is not there. The entanglement is not there. Then what is there? Carelessness? No. There is Karuna, not carelessness. Karuna is non-disturbed, non-entangled, absolute love. Non-entangled love. Non-disturbed love. No ahankar in that love. This is called Karuna. It is a love it is actually profound compassion, which is a form of love, but it is not in the dimension of the ahankar. When it is within the dimension of the ahankar, there is a lot of pain. Oh, so many people have died. These terrible things have happened. This has happened. That has happened. We are at the human level in the dimension of pain. So does that mean that pain is not experienced? Yes. It is not pain that is experienced. It is Karuna that is showered. What a phenomenal difference this is. This is the evolution of Bhakti from inside. And when that Karuna is showered, and when we're sitting, even, doesn't matter, we're sitting here, wars are going somewhere else, some other problems are going, it has an impact. Because all of reality is connected together. Definitely it has an impact. We may not know what that impact is, but we are not impacted in any harmful way by all of that is going on. It is going to go on. This world experience is going to go on. So many changes are going to happen. They have happened in the past. They will continue to happen. Not to get stuck with the world experience, that is Vairagya. Now you see the bridge. We can see the bridge between Vairagyam, Karuna, and Divya Kriya. It's triangle. 3 points. Karuna is on one point. Divya Kriya is on another point. And there is this absolute realization that I am free. Because there is even a higher realization that all experience, it is just a bubble. That is Jnana and Vairagya. The problems of the world are always going to be there in some form or another, for many reasons. Do we become careless? No. We have Karuna and we have Kriya, Divya Kriya. The right kind of response and action that is needed. If some people are in trouble, if we are in a capacity to help in some way, we should definitely help. Again, that help is without ahankar. It is not that I am helping somebody. It is that divine power that is working through this body-mind that is acting towards another. And that is how we remain free. That is freedom. We are unbounded by the constraints of the problems of the world and the compulsions within. It is the voluntary yielding the throne of selfhood. These are very profound sentences. From my research that I'm reading them here. Eventually a very big book will be published only on Ātma-Nivedanam Bhakti. All this will be available for you if you want to really go into a lot of detail. It's amazing, right? The throne of selfhood. Throne meaning our ahankar is sitting on that throne. I am. Kitna agnan hai ye? And then that just keeps expanding in so many ways. We can talk years on that. But this yield of the throne, it's like a king that is sitting on that sihasan and gives that to another person. We are giving the throne of selfhood to God. What a beautiful expression this is. And in that there is the entrusting all outcomes whatever the results of our actions will be, results that are going on in every which way, we're giving the outcomes, entrusting all the outcomes of our actions, the actions that are coming through divine intelligence, to the divine, to Bhagavan, to the absolute reality, to the supreme Paramatma. And that entrusting all outcomes at the feet of God, at the feet of that Paramatma, through Shraddha, etc. That is coming out of love, trust and devotion. This is the latching onto Paramatma with a tremendous amount of Jnana and Vairagya and Bhakti, and everything is together, Dharma, Jnana, Vairagya, Bhakti. Then this comes about. Otherwise, one is stuck in doubt, atheism, Nastikvad. Kya Bhagwan hai, kya Atma hai, nothing is there, nothing is. Then that means that the intelligence has not been awakened properly. There's a deficiency in understanding what is God. That takes time. And it's not easy. There are all kinds of doubts that come about. They are all answered in the great traditions of the world. So the astik bhav, theistic bhavna comes about. And theistic bhav means that there is Paramatma, the super consciousness. Again, those are big ideas. How does that happen even? Right? But there's ways of going about that in Vedanta. But in terms of bhakti specifically, there is the attachment, the singular attachment towards Bhagavan. Singular attachment. That is called ekantiki bhakti. And in that singular absorption, attachment, love, which is coming out of nishtha, faith, conviction, with a lot of scriptural study, all that develops. From that, we reach a state of liberation by 100% Ātma-Nivedanam. It is a surrendered soul. We don't want to surrender anything in life. People don't want to surrender anything. But to let go of the ahankar completely from top to bottom, that leads to immediate freedom. And in that freedom, then the force of bhakti, the Shakti that is within bhakti begins to open beautifully, so that akhanda chintan, akhanda manan, akhanda bhav, akhanda means unbroken absorption in the Lord, in the Swarup of Paramatma, which is our goal. Not unbroken connection in this sansar. This sansar is broken already. What the question of finding anything permanent here? There's nothing permanent here, nobody permanent here. So you cannot find the infinite reality by getting attached to the impermanent. That will never happen. That which is impermanent is impermanent. It is anitya. And that which is real has to be discovered. That is nitya. That is satya, satyam. And that discovery, realization happens by the bona fide paths shown by various paths within Sanatana Dharma in the Guru Parampara, Sampradayas. Sampradaya means Guru Parampara. And through that process, it is possible to realize the Brahma Tattva, Atma Tattva, this extraordinary life. Life continues. This is going to go on. The situations in this sansara are going to go on. Millions are coming and going. I'll close with this one final point today. Nitya pralay ka dhyan kar sakte hain. This is a sadhana for today. What is Nitya pralay? Every second, every day, millions of beings, the bodies are gone. Kitne pashu pakshi and trees and human beings, they're gone every single day. This is called Nitya pralay, from the ants and bugs and all that, all the way to human beings. Everybody is gone every single day. So many millions and millions and millions. We don't even know the number. And then so many are coming into this world. This is called a Nitya Pralay. Is par dhyan karna. When we sit for meditation, use a Gnan Mudra. Some people say the Grahastha ashram should not use Gnan Mudra. With all due respect, I don't agree with that. You should definitely use the Gnan Mudra. Isme kya? We want to be Gnani. How much delay will there be? What is there to be afraid of? People are afraid of Vairagya. There's nothing to be afraid of in Vairagya. Vairagya to Satya Gnan hai. That is the reality. That everything is a bubble only. Nothing to be afraid of. That will awaken the Satyam from within and make one fearless. So have a Gnan Mudra. This kind of mudra, use this mudra. Other mudras are there too. Or if you don't want to do that, it's okay. Keep the palm open. When you do this meditation, I'm going to show you. Sit in a beautiful park or a bench. Go to a park to do this. You can do it anywhere really. At home, mandir mein to kar hi sakte. And see the Gnan Pralay. Every being that is present now, it is only a bubble. People walking in the park with animals, trees, blades of grass, everything. It is only a bubble. That is not permanent. This body is a bubble. So the vritti gets retracted from the false understanding that this is permanent. Even though we know it is not permanent, our ahankar and our fear is holding on as if it is permanent. That drops. And with that Gnan Pralay, pray, ask the great sages for their blessings, and then dive into Bhagvat Bhakti, Naam Ratan. Bhagwan Satya hai, uske saath connection with Parabrahma Tattva through the name of God. Ram, 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 Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Shiv, 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 whichever name you want to take. Mataji ka jo mantra hai. Any name you can take. But to take the name with the wisdom of Gnan Pralay. Pralay means dissolution. That everything that is around is only a bubble. So many billions have come and gone. Who remembers anybody? This is Vairagya. It doesn't mean one is careless. You're sitting for connection, heightened connection. And in that Gnan Pralay, the wisdom opens up, this divine intelligence opens through the inner vision of Gnan Pralay. The inner vision of Gnan Pralay opens up, divine intelligence opens up. In that divine intelligence, one sees things as they are in the Jagrata Avastha. And in doing so, then Bhakti gets protected by Gnan Pralay vision and divine intelligence. Another 3-point triangle. This is the spiritual science that thousands of rishis have given. It is given in extracted form here. Let's stop here for now. We've gone way over time. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurame Deva Sarvakarashi Sarvada Om Divalingaya Nama Urdhvalingaya Nama Anandalingaya Nama Chandraya Nama Suryaya Nama Nakshatra Vigramate Namo Namaha Om Namah Shivaya Om Namah Shivaya Om Namah Shivaya Om Aim Reem Kleem Chamundaye Viche Om Durge Durge Rakshini Tha Tha Swaha Om Shri Radha Krishnar Paramastu Om Hrim Swaha.